We're doing it, and I'm very proud. We've made it, and we owe it to our managers in Parliament.
Madam Speaker, obviously it's not only just about tonight. Parliament will have to keep a close watch on what the President says here tonight to make sure these things are being fulfilled. Parliament's going to play a very important role this year when corruption-related reports are tabled before it. You have a Section 194 inquiry to preside over. You saying the fire is not going to affect Parliament from doing its work. Going forward is your first year as the Speaker. How are you going to ensure that Parliament is not disrupted because it cannot sit in its traditional place?
Well, if I may say this, Parliament has not stopped doing its work. For the past few weeks, committees have been meeting, they've been conducting their oversight work, and the work of Parliament really is about oversight of the executive. It is about passing legislation. It is about policy development and public participation. And I can assure you that from where we are right now, SONA for me is the pinnacle of everything. But that work has already started right from the day members came back. In fact, we started even earlier this year, because whereas we had planned to open around the 14th, we found ourselves back at work on the 2nd of January when the fire broke out. So work has been continuing. Government departments have been appearing before the Portfolio Committee, which shows that, I think for me, it talks and shows the resilience of the South African nation. We are a resilient nation, and once we've made up our minds that this is what we're going to do and this is how we will do it, that's exactly, and for me, it also showed the camaraderie, the cooperation, the collaboration between all spheres of government, you know, typical of what happened here in the Western Cape, where we saw the city through the mayor, the province through the premier, and ourselves working very closely together to make sure that this event becomes a successful day. So I'm very happy. I think we have done well. I really believe that the President, the message of the President now is what South Africans are looking forward to. It's now not about whether we will have SONA or not, but it is about now what the President will say to the nation.
Ma'am, very shortly, just finally to wrap, we cannot ignore the fact that just down the road we have a very damaged Parliament, which probably going to cost millions, if not billions, to repair. Are you able to give South Africans any kind of update in terms of what is going to happen to their traditional seat of Parliament?
I'm unable to do that because I don't want to mislead South Africans, because the first thing you need to do is to firstly get the extent of the damage, that assessment which will come from engineers, which is currently being done by the Department of Public Works. And once you receive that report, then we weigh the options and see whether in fact we think it would be preferable that we rebuild this Parliament, or should we consider other alternatives? Should we build Parliament elsewhere? So, and you leave this as a heritage site? I don't know. So that will be a decision which will come out of a process of consultation amongst parties, amongst the two arms of the state, mainly the executive and the legislature. So I cannot say to South Africans, this is what it will cost, because for now, we do not even know what the extent of that damage is. But I can assure you that there are some archives which have been saved of Parliament. Of course, there are some documents which are affected, which have some of them damaged, not necessarily destroyed. But I think that from what the officials have told me, a lot of what had been digitized already has been saved. But I can only say it is so and it is true when I've seen it for myself, when we've had access into the building. For now, no one has had access to the building.
Thank you very much for your time, Madam Speaker. A very busy lady here, Gareth. She's going on another walkabout now. She's just told us that she's extremely happy with preparations here. She's confident of a successful State of the Nation address here at the City Hall this evening. But she's going on one last walkabout just now to double check that everything is going to go off without a hitch this evening, Gareth.
Hearing from more of your guests a little bit later. Lindsay Dentlinger getting ready for the State of the Nation address tonight. That's, of course, at City Hall. I believe we also have some of our live visuals coming through from Parliament. I think our team will bring it up for us in a moment. You would have seen it a moment ago. There it is, the burnt-out roof, the burnt-out building of what is not the old Parliament. It's still Parliament, of course. But you can see as our team zooms in the kind of damage that the Speaker of Parliament was talking about. No idea of numbers as yet, but that's clearly why we're not there. But it seems a very, very suitable alternative venue is City Hall. But that is what is left of the building from earlier this year. That is the new face of SONA for 2022 as well. The South African flag being draped, the Welcome to Parliament signs as well. So if you didn't know any difference, as the Speaker of Parliament said, you are essentially at Parliament, overlooking that. And I think this is an iconic image right here. It is the statue there of Nelson Mandela, where he stood all those years ago after being released from prison as well. We're back to our team, both at Parliament and City Hall, a little bit later this morning.